When you want to print an Excel worksheet, you must first select the area that you want to print. Then go to the Page Layout tab. Click the Print Area button and choose Set Print Area. A dotted line appears around your selection, indicating the area that will be printed. If we use the Print Preview under the Office button, we can see how it will look. To return to the workbook, close the Print Preview. Whilst we're in the Page Layout tab, we can also alter the size of the print margins by clicking the Margins button. There's a choice of normal, wide, or narrow. Or we can define custom margins, which opens the Page Setup window. As well as setting the margin sizes, in this window we can also centre the print area on the page and see how it will print with the Print Preview button. We can also open the Page Setup window by clicking on the icon at the bottom of the Page Setup tools in the Page Layout tab. We can choose a header and footer for the printed pages, either from the choices in the pop-down menus or by making a custom header or footer. Another print option in the Page Layout tab is whether or not the grid lines and cell headings are printed. By default, these are both set to not print, but you can print them if you need to. We can also use a picture as a background for the workbook by clicking the Background button and choosing a file. At the moment, we can easily see all the records within the workbook on one screen. But after all of the students from Room 1 have entered their pets' details, we have to scroll up the page to see the column labels, then scroll down again to see the next empty row. To get around this, we can freeze the top row so that it doesn't scroll. Go to the View tab and click the Freeze Panes button. Here we can choose to freeze the top row or the first column, or we can freeze rows and columns by choosing Freeze Panes. For this example, we'll choose to freeze the top row. Now we can scroll the page and the top row remains visible. Another formatting option is the ability to add comments to cells, either as reminders or as a way of communicating with other people working with the same file. To insert a comment, select a cell, go to the Review tab and click New Comment. Comments are indicated by a red triangle in the top corner of a cell. They are displayed when the cursor rolls over the cell. Or you can choose to show all comments by clicking this button. One final area to look at in formatting and displaying a spreadsheet is cell references. A cell reference is a unique address determined by the cell's position along the X and Y axis. For example, the cell in column B on row 6 is referred to as B6. This one is C3, D8, and so on. To make things even easier, the reference of the selected cell is shown next to the formula bar. These cell references are important because they are used in calculations. In this simple example, we can make H1 equal to the sum of D1 plus F1. We'll discuss calculations in more detail in the next chapter. We can also name a group of cells. For example, we could select all the cells with their pets' ages and name that as ages. To do this, we select the cells and then under the Formulas tab, click the Define Name button. This lets us choose a name and shows which cells the name applies to. Now we can easily select that range of cells using the pop-down menu. But more importantly, we'll be able to refer to that range of values in a calculation. Before printing, set the print area by selecting the cells you want to print. In the Page Layout tab, you can set margins, add headers and footers, and choose whether to print grid lines and cell headings. In the View tab, you can freeze rows and columns, so they are always displayed when you scroll around large worksheets. In the Review tab, you can add comments. A cell reference is a unique address determined by the cell's position along the X and Y axes. This reference is used in calculations.